How you talk to yourself really matters. This is a meditation designed to give you back control of your mind so that you can build your self-confidence and stoke the fires of willpower. When we have the power to fortify our intentions, we can make the impossible possible. Do not make the mistake of thinking you are merely a passenger in your life, waiting for the powers that be to decide your future. Of course, if you sit around doing nothing, circumstances will take charge of your life. But this is not because it's how it's meant to be. This is because you've opted out. One of the biggest mistakes we make is believing our thoughts. Our thoughts do not belong to us. They are powerful parcels of energy, bursting with potential and opportunity. These thoughts are waiting for instruction. Without clear guidance, they are consumed by the old and familiar patterns. And before you know it, you're doing their bidding once more. Thoughts also bring messages from our souls, encouraging us to return home, encouraging us to relinquish vice and embrace virtue. It's within virtue that we can find our most authentic selves, our home, that part of us that is capable of the most miraculous things. When we wake up to the true relationship we have with our thoughts, we have the power to alter our fates and secure our destinies. In today's meditation, this is exactly what you're going to do. Change your fate and secure the destiny of your own choosing. As you hear the commentary spoken in the first person, treat it as if it were emerging out of your own mind. This approach will help you to create a template for how you can change your inner narrative. Once you're familiar with how to do this, you'll be easily able to do it without listening to this meditation. But if needs be, you can always come back for further instruction and support. It's time for you to learn how to talk to yourself so that you can achieve all your heart's desires. As I sit here now, I become aware of the stream of consciousness perpetually flowing through me. As I listen in, I notice there is barely a moment's peace. In what appears to be silence, there is constant noise, as one thought or feeling is seamlessly replaced by another. In this moment, I realize that so often I'm at the mercy of the stream of consciousness coursing through my mind. And these thoughts bring with them a kaleidoscope of emotion, some filled with joy, some filled with despair, some filled with hope, whilst others are filled with fear. And as I sit watching, I realize how many decisions and choices I make mindlessly, without proper attention to the detail, to the context in which the thoughts and feelings flow. I sit for a little while, observing the flux. As I watch the thoughts move from relative stability to moments of uncertainty to moments of chaos, I sit watching this stream of consciousness, and I notice how easily I can be drawn in. Having observed the seductive power of my thoughts, no wonder I find myself still acting in ways that do not serve me, acting in ways that leave me feeling embarrassed and ashamed. This relentless torrent of thoughts and feelings keep me locked into my unwanted patterns and habits. As I'm now paying attention, I notice that far too often I submit to its power. Somewhere inside of me, I've conceded to the idea that there's nothing I can do. As wave after wave of thoughts and feelings emerge, I can see how easy it is to resign. I watch this scene for a little while. What I am discovering is that my thoughts are not more powerful than me. They are resources that are extremely useful in helping me to fulfill my potential. But when I make the mistake that the thoughts are who I am, I can find myself at their mercy. This is how I so easily fall from hope into despair, from confidence into doubt. And this is how I come to believe I'm weak and impotent. I have forgotten that I'm the conductor of this orchestra, and this symphony is mine. I'm not sitting in the audience. I am writing, playing, and conducting this masterpiece. I have an enormous say in what happens now and in what happens next. The past has gone, and its only value is to help make the masterpiece better. The past invites me to learn the lessons I need to in order that I can refine my skills and strengthen my faith. And when I sit in the awareness that I have the power to alter the stream of consciousness, I can feel something rising up from within me, something that I'm drawn to, because I know it will enable me to find the strength and stability I need to tame the chatter of my mind. And so I just sit in the promise and the hope of this feeling for a while. That strong feeling rising up in me is so encouraging and supportive. And as a result, I realize that no matter what my inner state, I have the power to bring about positive change. And this is a wonderful feeling. I am reminded that thoughts are merely passing through me. They are byproducts of my life experience, my interactions, and all I have been exposed to. They have no power over me other than when I surrender to them. The feelings and the images that ride on the back of those thoughts are equally messengers that bring their requests, hopes, and fears to see how I choose to react or respond. And as I keenly observe, I realize I can interrupt the relentless waves as they ebb and flow. I need not be a victim. I can choose which thoughts I make mine and which ones to discount, and anything that is not useful and beneficial, I lovingly let go. In the silence that follows, I observe what thoughts come and whether they are useful or not. I observe what feelings and images are associated with these thoughts, and where there is little or no benefit, I bid them farewell. I practice now noticing, feeling, and holding on to what's needed and letting the rest go. As I change the relationship I have with thoughts, feelings, and images, I can feel the power rising up in me, becoming stronger and stronger. I notice it is a kind feeling. It cares for me deeply. It's not interested in my mistakes, only in what I have learned and can learn from those mistakes. This feeling is so comforting and reassuring, and it reminds me that my thoughts never come to harm me. They are doing just what thoughts and feelings do, coming and going, ebbing and flowing. Their unspoken hope is that I can take the totality of my experience and use it for the greater good. These thoughts and feelings have not come to harass and hound me. They simply provide me with the information and evidence that I need to plot the best course. I now immerse myself further in the deep well of silence so that I can claim what I need to, change what I need to, and let go of the rest. I'm increasingly learning that I do not need to be intimidated, that my thoughts are not mine, but equally they are not my enemies. The doubt, fear, and despair they sometimes bring are merely an invitation to change direction, to cultivate courage and faith. I realize they are bringers of hope and opportunity. My thoughts and feelings really are my teachers and best messengers, and I choose now to heed their call. One more time, I dive deep into the well of consciousness. But this time, I go to sow the seeds of the destiny of my choosing. I ask my mind to only attach to that which is useful and to help me maintain the focus I need. In the silence that follows, I go and make a new contract with my thoughts and feelings, one where I promise not to be defined by their comings and goings. I have now learned how easy it is to change course, that my inner world is not my enemy, that my thoughts and feelings can be the lyricists and songwriters that I need to help me to improve my masterpiece.